Well, welcome to the Shimmy Mob Spotlights. Today we have Chris Thompson from Duncan, British Columbia in Canada in the house. Hi, Chris. How are you today?
I'm well, Sabea. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. I'm very excited to have you in this series. You submitted an application to be spotlighted, and I'm very grateful for that. I know you've been doing a lot of hard work for Shimmy Mob, but I'd like to start with just asking you maybe if you can share a little bit about yourself, how you got involved in belly dance in the first place.
Actually, I got involved in belly dance in the first place probably 10 or so years ago by Jillian Kofsky from Lusitera. She grew up with my daughter. They're very good friends, and she thought it would be something fun for us all to do together. So that's how that happened. Now she's off being Lusitera, and my daughter doesn't dance so much anymore, and I'm still in it and having a really good time.
Did you see how things turn out, right?
Yeah, it's been quite fun watching her grow.
Yeah.
Jillian. Yeah.
Yes, she's a great dancer for sure. So, Chris, I've seen that you've been involved with Shimmy Mob for several years now, and this year you decided to take the lead and you were a team leader.
Yes.
And what prompted you to join Shimmy Mob in the first place and then become a team leader?
Lenine Allen, that I was taking classes with in Cowichan Bay, she was the one that brought Shimmy Mob to the Cowichan Valley. So she got us all involved, and she kept it going for 3 years. And last year we had Lara Brunshot was our leader. She's better at the dance stuff. I'm better at the organization stuff. So that's why I'm the team leader this year. She's the dance leader this year. We've made it a team effort. As far as that goes, I worry about the fundraising and that kind of thing, and she deals with the dance stuff. Works pretty well.
Yeah, and you ladies have raised, like when I look at the past and I look at the number of members in the team versus how much is raised, it's quite remarkable what you guys have done. So thank you for that. I'm sure your local charity is very grateful for your support.
Yeah.
Now, in your application, you mentioned that and I hope you don't mind sharing this, but I find that it's very inspiring. That's why I'm bringing it up.
That's why I said it.
Yeah, you share that you have some health issues.
Yes.
And through dance, you're still dancing through all that. Can you just share with everyone, maybe you can inspire some people that are going through some physical challenges and dealing with similar stuff?
Sure.
Yeah.
I was diagnosed with osteoarthritis in my hips and my knees when I was 14, so I've been dealing with that for a long time. I've been diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis in my hands and my feet probably 15 years ago, and I also have bursitis in my hips and my shoulders. Sometimes I just can't dance because it hurts and I can't do anything, but I will stay involved. I'm helping out with events on the island. I'm on the Oriental Performing Arts Society board. It keeps me going when I can physically dance. It really helps with my arthritis and my bursitis, and when I can't, it's still always good for my soul. So it's a good thing all around. It's really challenging when you have physical issues to deal with. Sometimes you have to modify moves and things like that. Fortunately, I've had teachers that are really, really compassionate about modifying for me. And a few others stand up and say, well, I'm having a hard time too, can we modify? So it's becoming a little more okay to have mobility issues and to have to modify things and stuff like that.
Well, that's one thing for sure about belly dance, that it's very forgiving and it's very flexible, and everybody can adapt. It's almost like you get the dance to adapt to you versus you having to adapt to dance when there's something like that, like a health issue. Like I don't have any of these things that you mentioned, but just knowing what they are, just a little bit of information that I have about them, I would imagine that that's extremely painful at times, especially if they're all overlapping.
Yeah, sometimes it is. And days like that, I either don't go to class or I just sit and watch. You always learn something even if you sit and watch, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You still learn, right?
You betcha.
And how do you find the communities? I believe you have a very close community there.
Yeah, the Cowichan Valley is a pretty spectacular community. We have dancers from a bunch of small little towns, so we all come together, and we're sort of in the middle of Victoria and Nanaimo in the northern end of the island. So we're trying to draw everybody together and make the island a big cohesive family. And it's just, yeah, it's a pretty good scene over here.
That is awesome. Not every community is like that. So it's nice to hear when there is a community that works together. Like everybody has their own thing, but they're also willing to come together and work together. It's just so much more rewarding, and
it is.
Get so much more back when you work together, even though you're still individual. And I find that sometimes in some communities they don't understand that. So I'm just gonna go ahead and share this because this is coming up. That I feel like it's so counterproductive in some areas where I've seen that there's a lot of competition, but in a negative way. Competition can be very good if it's done in the right way.
Yeah, exactly.
And so competition doesn't mean that you don't talk to other people that do the same thing as you, right? There's so many different ways of structuring. So it's I'm always it's always refreshing when I talk to people who come from a community where everyone is supportive of each other, even though they have their individual.
We try. We've had, there have been issues over the years. Of course, there always is.
That's everywhere. Yeah.
Everywhere, exactly. Politicking that goes on and whatnot. I don't play the politics game. I don't play the competition game. I'm just in it for fun and for the sisterhood. And if I can help bring the community together more, then I'll do what I can, because that's more important to me than being up on stage, I guess.
That's wonderful. So, Chris, you said that you started belly dancing when you were 54?
No, I'm 54 now.
Oh, you are 54 now.
Yeah.
Okay. So
I was well over 40 though.
You were already in your 40s. Okay.
Yeah.
So see, that's the thing. What would you say to someone who is, let's just say, over 40, right? They've never danced, and they look at someone, they'll look at you, or they'll look at anyone else, and they'll go, oh, that they can do it because they've been doing this forever.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, no, I tell them, just get in there and try it.
Yeah.
Because people will say that. I get that all the time. Oh, I couldn't do that. I'm too old. I can't move. Just go and try it. And if you don't move like the 20-year-olds, nobody moves like the 20-year-olds. Just do it and have fun. We had on Saturday when we were dancing for Shimmy Mob, we were in our downtown market, and I had a woman come up to me after, about my age, and she says, I just can't believe that you women put yourself out there like that. It's so remarkable to me. She says, I have so many awful things that have happened in my life, and I need to find something like this to do for me, and I want to come and start dancing with you guys. And the two of us stood there in the middle of the street and cried and held each other, and we'd never met. And that for me, that's what it's about.
Yeah, you know what? Thank you for sharing those. I didn't know this. Like you just
this just happened on Saturday.
The first time I'm hearing you share the story. But you know what? It's not the first time I hear a similar story.
Yeah.
From the day that we danced this year, the years prior, and I've said it before, and I will just keep repeating that. So you may have seen me post this when it's in the private groups, but it is putting it out there to everyone that it's not just about raising funds. The funds go so far. We need the funds for shelters need the funds to support and give the help, but primarily is to to let people know, like the awareness part. A lot of people say, oh yeah, you know, they dismiss the awareness. Well, we already know that there is domestic violence. We already know that this is going on. Well, but that's not what we're doing. What we're bringing is the awareness that there is help, and that you're feeling lonely, you have so much support, and it's not hiding. We're just letting everyone who's in a situation that is not a safe situation, even if it's just a mentally not safe situation, that you're not alone, right? That there are a lot of us out there. There's 1 in 3, a third of the population, a third of the women have gone through this, and that's only on the sexual side. It's not even including the statistics of mental abuse, of emotional abuse.
Exactly.
So, I mean, just the fact that you're sharing the story of this woman coming up to you, like the power that we have just by wearing these t-shirts, people will remember, right?
Yeah.
And seeing women of all ages, every shape and form,
shape and size,
right? Every type of background, every nationality, you know, come out and say, you're not alone. You know, we're having fun while we're dancing, we're doing this, and this is a great event, but it goes so much farther than just raising the, you know, the dollars for the local charity. So thank you for sharing that, because it echoes what I've been trying to say on the awareness side. Yeah,
it was a pretty remarkable moment, and I still get a little teary when I think about it.
Yeah. So is this the first time that something like that happens to you personally?
When we've been out dancing like that, yeah. So that's, it's a good thing.
Yeah, it's funny. I'm going to share a story with you. And people are watching this. I remember it was the second year we did Shimmy. We were doing it at a different location, so our group was moving from one suburb to the next. And at one point we took the SkyTrain, which is, I guess, the above ground. For people who don't know what that is, it's like a subway, but over ground, over a bridge. And so we were all wearing our shirts. We weren't dancing or anything. We were just wearing our shirts as a group on the SkyTrain to go from location A to location B. And this one lady was like, I was just standing, you know, like on the train, and this lady was just sitting right in front of me, and she asked me, what are you guys about? Like, what is this? So I explained what we were doing, and she reaches in her little purse, and she takes her little change, and she hands it to me, and she said, I want you to give this to the local charity because they've helped me before. And oh my goodness, even just telling the story, I'm getting the goosebumps now. Because I saw she relived that pain. She knew exactly what we were doing. She understood exactly what this was about. So it's pretty powerful.
It is very powerful stuff.
How many people did you have this time? I forget.
We had 17 registered and 14 of us danced.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
We had one had to bow out because of a health issue in her family. Another one, she always works on a Saturday, so she can't dance with us, but she always comes for a show and acts as our photographer, and she has her shirt on so no one bugs her about being in their face with a camera.
That is awesome. That's fantastic. Yeah. So before we go, this has been lovely. So thank you so much for applying, and you know, for
well, thanks for having me.
Yeah. Do you have any words of wisdom that you want to share, or a favorite quote that you think, or something that you want to share with?
I don't feel very wise today.
You're very inspiring.
If you find something you love to do, just do it. Doesn't matter if you're great at it or if you're a pro, just do it. Do it for the love of it. Do it for the love of yourself. Have some fun. Life's too short to worry about stuff.
That is true. Life is too short to worry about stuff. Just do it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Just do it. Just do it.
I mean, come on. I'm 54. I'm a grandmother. I'm overweight. I'm arthritic. And I go out and strap on the shiny stuff and have a good time. If I can do it, anybody can.
That is great. Great advice that you're giving, Chris. So you are in Duncan.
Yes.
And you're involved in the Billions community there. You said you were involved in the board of the
Oriental Performing Arts Society in Victoria.
Okay.
They cover the whole island. It's the Belly Dance Society. They do shows, and they have a library, and have a big showcase usually in November. That covers the whole island. sort of a touchstone for everybody. It's I guess it's the sort of a central point. I'm involved with the Mid-Island Bazaar in Nanaimo, which is also a fundraiser for the women's shelter there, Haven Society.
Nice.
That's coming up on June 24th. We're going to have dancing all day and some mini workshops and a makeup workshop that Candace Sanchez is going to do for us. Faith and Tamara from Vancouver are coming over to dance. It'll be a good time.
Sounds like a great event.
Yeah. My Shimmy Mob team is, we're starting to slow down a bit with our fundraising, but we have a big show on June 1st in Duncan at the Duncan Showroom. If you've never been there, you really need to go sometime. It's the coolest little venue on the planet.
Well, I will be in Colorado that particular weekend, but the June 23rd, you said?
24th.
24th. I might be able to swing that. Maybe I might come to that's the one in Nanaimo.
In Nanaimo, yeah.
Yeah, I've been there before. I taught a workshop there a few years back. But
I must have met you then, because I've been at pretty much all of them.
It's
involved with all of them, yeah. Shimmy Mob team, some members from Victoria are coming up, so
Excellent.
We'll get together and dance. We did last year with teams from 3 different cities. It was great fun.
Excellent. So if anybody watching is going to be on the island on those days, make sure you go. And actually, I think this may air after the events have passed, but you have one every year.
Yes.
So there's next year.
Yes.
So it doesn't mean.
You betcha.
Yeah. So it's all good. It's all good.
All good.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for being a guest on the
Thank
Spotlight.
you.
And I'm looking forward to seeing you soon.
Okay, maybe see you in June. See you later.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you so much for watching the Shimmy Mob video Spotlight series. If you enjoyed this episode, please leave a comment below. And if you would like to be featured in the future, send us an email at shimmymob@gmail.com.